This is Trinesha Catrell, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we're going to talk about joy, the cheat code to joy. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting, empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. So, the cheat code to joy. I was just going to hop right in and just say the answer, but I feel like this is one of those videos where you got to kind of like ease on into it. You can't just dive in. And so, the cheat code is God. Yeah, I just dive right in there. I was just like, let me just go ahead and put it in there. So life's been lifing lately, and I've been going through some challenges, some journeys, some things that have helped me become a better person, helped me learn things about myself that I didn't know before. And sometimes you just don't realize the type of person that you are, the type of weaknesses that you have until you're in the field, or until you like go to a job and your skills are put to the test, or until you're in a friendship and you're like, I'm the best friend ever. And then you realize you don't listen to your friend when she's communicating. And it's like, hold on, I got to work on these communication skills. Like sometimes you just don't know until you really are in it. And so for me, when life is teaching me different lessons during the waiting process, during the journey, wherever season of my life that I'm in, I always have to take in whatever area I'm weak in and learn how to become better. And no matter what's happening around me, people will always say to me, one of the things that people always say to me is, oh my gosh, you just have this light about you, or you just seem like you're always joyous. How are you always joyous? Or where is the joy or this peace coming from? And it's God. The cheat code is God. And I know people don't want to hear that because not everybody's spiritual. Some people believe, some people don't, and I'm not going to say to each his own. I'm sorry, not sorry. But, everyone has their own thing that they do in life. And I'm not judging anyone for their decisions. I'm just saying as for me in my house, as for me in my life, I'm going to be serving God. And so when I think about the things that are going on around me, the thing that really keeps me peaceful, that keeps joy in my heart, is knowing that God got me. I can go through losing a loved one. I can go through losing a job. I can go through losing a friendship, losing a relationship. And I never feel like I'm at lack of anything because I know anything that has been taken out of my life, even if it's a mistake that I make, I know that God will replace it with something better. I got the type of God, and I know I say this in every video, that will spin the block. And it's because it's true. He will literally replace everything that you feel like you had to give up, everything that you had to leave behind, every friendship that you no longer have, every relationship that you had to move on from, every job that you don't get to stay at, but you got to move on to another position, every single area of your life that it feels like something had to be removed, God always replaces it with something else. And when I say he replaces it with something else better, I have to do a disclaimer and say that that does not mean that one person is better than another. We are all human beings. We are all equal. The only difference is some of us believe more than others. Some of us believe in ourselves more than others. Some of us know that God got us more than others. Some of us are more obedient and willing to be obedient to what it is that God wants us to do. And so it's kind of like the reap and sow or cause and effect thing. And so when you do something, when you're putting in all this work, all this effort, that comes back to you, just like sowing and reaping. When you sow all of these good seeds, when you sow all of these things into certain things in your life, you will reap a harvest of the things that you put into your life. And so sometimes people will take what I say when I say God will replace with something better, thinking that one person is better than another person. It's not that a person is better than another person. It's that someone might be more grace for you than another person. And I know not everybody wants to hear that, especially when things are fresh, when you just lost your friend, when you just lost a relationship, when you just lost the job or whatever else it is in your life. Sometimes it's hard to see past that moment in your life. But it's important for us to remember that it's just a moment. It is not our entire life. It's not our entire being. This moment does not, your life isn't predicated on a moment that is supposed to push you into purpose, a moment that's positioning you for a purpose, a moment that is pruning you, that is that is sculpting you into the person that you're meant to be. You're in the potter's wheel right now, being molded into the thing that you were always created to be. And so sometimes we can feel like, why is this happening in my life? Why did I have to lose this thing? Why did I have to be out of this relationship? Why did I have to lose this friend? Why? We have all these questions. And I would like to say, well, God always answers it eventually. But sometimes for a few people, you might not get the answer to that question. And this is where a lot of people who are unbelievers say, okay, well, if I never get my question answered, then what's the point? The point is that even when God doesn't answer my question, and most of the times he does, I always feel contentment because of God. I always feel peace because God is a part of my life. I never feel like I'm in such distress or chaos that I don't have control of anything in my life. I can control only the things that I control, and everything else is in God's hands. And me knowing that God got my back keeps me at peace. It lets me know that it doesn't matter who leaves, who stays, who comes, who goes, who what job, moves around. It doesn't matter what happens in my life. I'm going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to work out exactly the way that God intended to. And it might not feel great at the moment. Like sometimes when people leave your life, you feel rejected, and it could feel like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever. But it's not the worst thing ever. Rejection is redirection and protection. Always remember that. So anytime something changes in your life, it's not changing because it's trying to leave you distraught, and it's trying to leave you disheveled, and leave you feeling like you're worse off. It's usually because it's redirection for positioning you for purpose. It's usually because there's a change that's happening. And if it's meant for your life, if that job is meant for your life, the job is going to come back around and try to pick you back up. That guy, that woman that's no longer a part of your life is going to come back around. And if it's meant to be, you will be with that person. It's not that you're going to ever lose out on the things that are for you in life. What's for you is for you. And can't nobody take it from you. We have this lackful mindset that I hear and see all around me sometimes. And people will be like, well, we don't have money for this. Listen, nah, you don't have money for that. I'm not claiming none of that. I'm trying to be abundant. I'm talking about racks on stacks on packs. And I'm not worshiping money. I'm just saying I'm trying to get all of it. Everything that I could possibly get in my life that God wants to bless me with, I want to receive. I'm claiming it. I'm naming it. I'm receiving it. I'm doing all of that. I'm not trying to be a lack of nothing. And, sometimes it's easy to feel lackful because you feel like, well, this person got this in 2 days and I've been doing this for 2 years and I don't have, your journey is different. It's not going to be that person's journey. What's for you is for you. You have to understand that just because person A got married in a week doesn't mean you're going to get married in a week. You can get married in 3 years. Your journey is different. There's other things that you have to do in your purpose right now while you're single before you get with a person. There might be something in your job. You might say, well, I've been at this job for 10 years and I haven't gotten promoted. Sometimes we think success and leveling up has to do with moving up to a higher position or moving into another company or whatever else. But success and achievement could look like you being in the same position, speaking life into everyone around you. You don't know how many people's lives you affect at the job that you're currently at. You want to move up to a position where you're not even going to be around any of the people that you like. You're going to have to be around people who get on your nerves. You're gonna have to be around people who don't like you, who don't have your best interests at heart. It's a dog eat dog world. You gotta be fighting your own battles. You don't have nobody having your back, and all of that for some money because you want to look successful and not actually be successful. It's so easy to want the appearance of success or the appearance of achievement without actually having achievement and success in your life. I'm okay being in whatever position God has me in. And I am grateful and thankful for having people in my life who actually look out for me. No matter what position I'm in, I would rather be in a position at a place with people who actually care about my well-being, who care about me as a person, than to be in a position making $1 million with a bunch of people who are after me. Like, I don't want to live that type of life. Success to me is being able to live without stress, having peace, having joy in my life, and being able to serve and be intentional and speak life into those around me. When I can really be in my purpose, that's success to me. When my skin is glowing, when I'm smiling every day, when I get to spend time with the people who really matter to me, that is success to me. And I'm not saying I want to just not have no money and that's I'm successful because I'm smiling. Like no, I still want to make the money. I still want to do things, but it's not going to look like everybody else's story. My journey is not going to look like your journey. Your journey's not going to look like mine. We're all on our own journey, and it's important for us to determine what success means to us. Success for me is being able to afford my life and being able to do things without feeling like I have to be in dire restraints. That's success to me. And having a smile because I have the joy that only God gives me, because the joy that I have, the world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they be trying it and they will really try to get you out of character. They'll really try to make you be something that you're not. And it's not that, sometimes you think someone's always after you, but misery loves company. Some people are just miserable in their lives, or some people are really struggling with things in their own lives. So I really don't take it personal. I just think people are just struggling with their own stuff. And I don't keep people like that around in my life. Usually I only keep people in my life who are important to me, who really matter, who really want to see me win. Those are the type of people I keep in my life. The other people, I'm saying God bless you, and I'm keeping it moving. I'm not going to subject myself to be in misery just because someone else is miserable. I'm not going to subject myself to someone treating me badly or talking to me badly just to have a warm body or a person talking to me. I want to be treated the way that God intended for me to be treated in my life, and I don't intend to accept anything less than that. And so regardless of what anyone else's opinion is, the only opinion that matters is him up above, So if God's good, I'm good. I got everything that I need. Anything else is a bonus. It's an added bonus. I'm grateful and thankful for those extra added things, the cherries on top that I get to relish in and get to have and receive in my life. So what is the key to success? What is the key to joy? It's God. Staying focused on God, no matter what's happening in my life, keeps me from all the distractions around me, the people that are trying to get me from being focused. It keeps me on track with the things that I put on my goal list. It allows me to be able to be in purpose and help the people who actually need it. When when I look anywhere else but to God, all of a sudden it's chaos. All of a sudden I'm confused. I don't know what decisions to make. All of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, but this seems like it could be good. Is it good? Let me tell you one thing that really helps me when I feel like I don't know what to do. The first thing I do is I stop. But the worst thing that you could do is make no decision at all. So you don't want to just stop and stay there and never make a choice. You want to make sure you discern with God. And anything that is confusing to you, like one day you feel good, one day you feel bad, one day you feel like it's right, one day you feel like it's wrong. It's going up and down. It's like a roller coaster, and you just got so much confusion. You don't know where you stand or what's going on in your life, and you just feel like it's like a emotional roller coaster. That's not God. That's one way to tell. If you God is not the author of confusion. He would never try to give you anything in your life that is confusing you. It's going to be definite and exact. You're going to know for sure without a shadow of a doubt that this is the thing that you need to do. It's not going to be like, but I kind of, It's going to be like, oh, okay, got it. And I'm not saying that God won't switch it up sometimes on you and you don't know what his next move is going to be. That's not confusion. That's you not knowing. That's totally different. So it's important for us to know that anything that's confusing you is not God. Any person that's, misery loves company. Also, remember that what other people are doing has nothing to do with your life. I always like to tell myself, and it keeps me like level headed and just focused on what I need to do, is it's not my job, my duty, or my responsibility to prove to anybody else that I am who God says that I am. I don't need to prove to a job that I'm worth it. The job that is for me is going to see my value. That's not my job, duty, and my responsibility. My duties and responsibilities are on that sheet, and I follow what I need to do, and I do a couple extra things more because that's what I'm intended to do in my title or whatever. When it comes to friends, it's not my job, duty, or my responsibility to teach a friend how to teach or tell a friend that I deserve to be treated with respect or honored or treated like a person with common decency and respect. Like we would mutually do that because I would want to treat people the way I want to be treated. It's not my job to say, oh no, don't be mean to me. Like, no, if they're going to be mean to me, they're not my friend, you know? So that's something that keeps me on track. Also, when it comes to like potential people, it's not my job, duty, or my responsibility to prove to someone that I'm supposed to be treated like Christ loves the church, or to be treated with common decency and respect, or to be treated like a human being, like good. That's not my job, my duty, or my responsibility. My responsibility to myself is to honor and respect myself and to treat myself the way that I would want somebody else to treat me. And when a person comes along, they either treat me well or that's it. Like you can't keep putting extra energy into things that don't see your value. You can't give all of that energy, that joy, that peaceful energy that you have to other people who don't deserve it. And sometimes it's hard because you care about other people, because you want people to be a part of your life, because you got this image in your head of you and your friends going to brunch or hanging out, and now all of a sudden you're not friends with this person anymore, so you they can't be a part of your wedding, or they can't do this thing with you or that thing. You got this job that you just knew you were going to retire from, and now all of a sudden you got to change your mind into being on a different avenue. You got this person in your mind thinking you're going to spend Christmas with them, and all of a sudden you don't get to spend Christmas with them. You just have to change your mind. It's you you have to hold people loosely. This is not my words. I got this from someone else. And I think it's a good idea for life, because people will change, but God never changes. His love for us never changes. The way that he feels about us never changes. Everything that God has for us does not change. The only thing that changes is the path that we take to get there. So when you're holding someone loosely, you don't have this fantasy in your mind of how things are going to go. You just have reality. And you let them be who they're going to be, because sometimes it's not them, it's you. Sometimes you have to let people go because you're not good for them. And it might hurt because you want that person to be a part of your life. But when you truly care about people, you want better for them. So that's one of the things as well. I definitely don't want to be on here too long and just keep harping on this. But the cheat code to joy is God. I do want to say one more thing really quickly. When I start to get in my own head and I start to think, well, what is this? What if I do this? What is this person going to think? Or I start feeling like I'm going to be judged for an action that I take, or I got to do something, and I start worrying about what someone else is going to think. I think the joy that I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. And nobody on this earth has a heaven or HE double hockey sticks to put me in. So if they are not the author or the finisher of my life, if they can't do anything in my life besides cause bad energy or make me feel badly, or just have an opinion, like everybody has an opinion, then why do I care? If I want to dance in the middle of the store, I'm dancing in the middle of the store. I don't care who looking at me. It's okay. Like, that makes me happy, so I'm gonna do it. If I'm on this video and people are like, well, I don't like the way she talks, I don't like that red shirt, I like this red shirt, so I'm gonna wear it. It's making me happy. And I'm saying, as long as you're doing something that makes you happy, that is not hurting anyone else, then do it. Don't care. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Because again, it's not your job, your duty, or your responsibility to please anybody else but yourself. If you're happy, you will exude that kind of confidence and that kind of happiness to other people. So when people are around you, you'll be joyous. I think the most miserable people are the people that are living for other people, because it's hard to enjoy your life when you feel like you're in restraints, like you're being shackled, like you got to be like a robot or a specific type of way in your life. I feel so free in my life because I don't care most of the times about what other people think about the silliness that I do. I just get to be silly and enjoy my life. If I want to look around at the trees and stare at the trees and sit on top of my car, I do that. People walk by and they're like, why is this person on top of the car? I'm like, why are you walking on the road? No, but seriously, it's like, that's what I feel like doing. So that's what I'm going to do. I got the time to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend my time with God, look up at the sky, look at the trees, and just relax in that moment. It might look silly to other people, but my mind is clear. I'm not thinking about the stress and the worries of the world. I'm thinking about being content and having joy and peace. That's it. And that's what brings me so much joy. That's why I smile everywhere I go, because of God. Because I do the silly, really silly, goofy things that people are afraid to do because we're adults and we feel like we can't have that moment. I go skating sometimes. I don't know many adults that go skating. I'll be in the skating ring with a bunch of teenagers just enjoying my life because it makes me happy. And people can judge, do whatever they want to do. It's fine. But I'm happy. Like, how many people can actually say that? If you're not happy, think of the things that you like to do that really do make you happy in life. If you really love going skating, go skating. If you really love dancing in the middle of the living room, just enjoying your life, dance in the middle of the living room. If you enjoy singing all the pitch all off and everything, then sing. Like, do what you love doing that really does bring you happiness in your life, because you only have one life to live. They say YOLO just to do outrageous, crazy stuff and act like there's no consequences to your actions. But I say appreciate the life that you've been given, because and do the things that make you happy because we don't know the hour, the time, or the minute that we have. That's it. Like, if I go tomorrow, I want to make sure everything that I did today was serving, intentional, and it made me happy and was filled with joy. That's the type of life I want to live. I don't want to feel like I'm stressed out and worried about something all the time. I don't want to harp on things of the past. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to enjoy my life. I want to be at peace. And I don't want to wait until I find out I have some, God forbid, dire illness or something tragic happens in my life for me to start appreciating the life that I have. I want to appreciate it right now. Because why wait? What am I waiting for? A specific date on a calendar? No. Today is the day. This moment right now is the moment that I'm appreciating and enjoying the life that I have. Period. No commas, no semicolons, no nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy, appreciate your life. Every moment that you breathe in and out, appreciate, be grateful and thankful that God gave you grace and mercy. Appreciate the children that you have in your life, no matter if they listen or don't listen. Appreciate the job that you have, because some people don't have one. Appreciate the car that you have, even if it's not the newest one that just came out this year. Appreciate your hair, even if it's not doing right today. Appreciate your body, even if it's not the body that you want to have, but the body that you're working towards, like whatever body you're in right now. Appreciate, love it, and then work towards your goal. If your goal is to get toned or whatever you want to do that thing. Work towards it. Appreciate your skin, even if you got one zit. I get one zit every once in a while, and I'll be like, what? Really? Then I'm like, okay, I appreciate this one zit because it could be so much worse. But seriously, just appreciate your life. Sometimes we worry about small stuff for no reason. And the whole time we got a whole life to live. Like, you don't want to be down to the last minutes thinking, oh, I wish I had another year. No, you had a year and you wasted it. Stop wasting your life. It's time to do your New Year's resolution, whatever the things you want to just come up with and think of. Do it right now. Do it while you have the time. Because if you're not enjoying your life, what are you doing? You don't have to live for nobody else but yourself. Just be the best version of you and you are it. So again, don't want to be on here too long. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's at Trinesha Catrell on YouTube. Have a good night.